More to what extent? So like more meaning that it leads to what?
It's not about leading to somewhere. Do you think like men
Are you saying that that's
like
the
they post
justification?
something, they're like, oh look at this, you know what I'm saying? Like
Are you saying that that's the justification of women being like on OnlyFans and doing all this extra shit?
I ain't saying look, that's the only question. So how are you gonna proceed?
So do we think men sexualize women more than women do women?
I wanna hear you answer first though.
Okay, so you asked, do you think men sexualize women more
Yeah,
than
because
y'all
on the topic
sexualize?
of scamming and shit, you know how women have it easy, but do you think it's because also men kind of like appeal to that shit, so it's like easy because of that? Because men like
I think low
see
key.
women that way kind of thing.
No, yeah, low key. I feel like men do a lot just because it's like, shit. It's already being thrown, like not even thrown at us, but it's just like we can only take in what we getting perceived like from you. Like if you portraying yourself to be a certain way, like you gonna have that type of like you know what I'm saying, a certain type of attention. Like you gonna get a certain type of comment in your DM or something like that. So I mean, essentially you can't sexualize yourself as this like this baddie who wanna, you know what I'm saying, like you just a freak and all this other shit. So when somebody slide up talking about, you know what I'm saying, they want to do X, Y, and Z, you can't be like caught off guard, like, oh, I can't believe like he'll slide up and say some shit to me. You know what I'm saying, like the nerve of him. But you posting like with your ass out and shit like that. So you know, it's 50-50. Y'all kind of do it to yourself, but
You think that men also do it as well? Like kind of like they could be doing nothing, but end up.
I think we'll definitely take advantage of what we know we have an advantage of for sure.
Okay. That's
Like
good.
if I, you know what I'm saying, like it just depends on the person too. Like if I ain't really fucking with you,
I mean,
and you know what I'm saying, I can take advantage of something. Like if that's what you trying to throw at me, then shit. But to a certain extent though, to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I don't like that question because it's just like, what do you mean sexualized? First of all, nothing can be sexualized that isn't in the realm of sex already. So if you saying that a woman walking out with her ass out is going to hyper sexualize a man, then you're completely right because we taking what's being received or no, we're, you know what I mean? Like that's what's being portrayed. So that's what we're going to portray that as. I never seen a businesswoman and be like, damn, man, I want to fuck shit out that bitch. Like I ain't never just seen no like woman walk with it, got her shit together.
Well, I have.
That's
I ain't
what
gonna
I was
lie.
saying. I feel like there are people that do.
I mean, but I don't. That's not the fam. I ain't gonna lie. Like, and maybe this comes from like I seen like a Charleston White video, and he was just like, you know, when we see a businesswoman, we pull our pants up. We do like when I see a woman like that, I get my shit together. I make sure that I'm even approachable enough for this bitch. I'm not seeing no businesswoman and I'm finna hit her with the same line. I'm finna hit old girl in the Grove that got her ass out. Like that's
for sure.
like no. So if you're talking about the sexualization, that increases with what the woman gives. If the woman ain't giving, I'm going, then I ain't gonna hit her with it because I'm not thinking that she's gonna go for that.
Yeah.
If she's giving businesswoman, I'm gonna hit her with some business shit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna hit her with that type of mentality of things. I'm not gonna sexualize or hypersexualize a woman that ain't giving that. That ain't like I have no reason to do that. Like I feel like women take the initiative nowadays for this idea that this is what men want, this is what men get. You gotta understand, men are going to get a certain level of vice outside of a woman, or not outside of a woman, but out of a woman, whether it be in a relationship or whatever. Like it's what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say like it's gonna be something that a woman gives that. Well, I already don't want to say that either though, but.
Shit, see?
Because I don't want to get the wrong idea of what I'm trying to give off. Like,
But I get what you're saying though. Like a certain type of female is gonna get a certain type of you. Like it can be the real you,
Yeah.
but you ain't gonna like you gonna spit a different type of game. You gonna approach something different. Like you gonna approach a Ferrari dealership way different than you would a regular dealership.
Right.
You trying to buy like a Honda. So,
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Like you gonna present yourself a way different way. You know what I'm saying? So like if you got a girl who you know on her shit and she ain't like presenting herself as a hoe or nothing like that, you gonna present her way more respectfully than something that's just like out here twerking and you know what I'm saying,
You know what I
ass
mean?
all out. Like, of course you gonna slide up and be like, "What you on tonight?" Like, you
right?
know what I'm saying? Like,
And
something like that.
I don't think that's where the world is today. Now, a woman, just like we've asking that question, like, do men sexualize women? It's almost like that. That's the justification for these women nowadays. Is that this is what men want. And it's just like, bro, y'all don't even know, as a woman, y'all really don't even know what a man wants. For instance, the BBL. Fam, I don't know, I ain't speaking for every man, but I'm speaking for a man that at least has a little bit of substance to himself. I do not give a fuck about a BBL, an eyelash, a nail, or what kind of car you drive, what kind of job you got. Like, it's certain things that I'm looking for, and you can portray that if you are a Wendy's worker or a corporate bitch. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's where women kind of lose the train of thought. It's all like, bro, this is what men want. Men want more real than anything, but it's almost like y'all take the initiative for the fake. So y'all take the initiative on the BBL. I'll take the initiative on the $1,500 veneers all in your mouth and shit that's just gonna break tomorrow. It's just like y'all take the initiative on all this shit, and then y'all's reasoning of it is that, oh, this is what men want. Y'all don't even know what men don't want that. And it's just like, you know, y'all lead yourselves to the inevitable because y'all thinking that men want that, so y'all put yourself in that position. Now y'all are stuck with men that are looking for that. And those men tend to have no substance. Zero to no substance.
You know what? Nah, it's true.
I mean, I'm just being real. Like, I ain't never seeked for a bit. That bitch better have BBL or I ain't going. It's just like, what the fuck? Or that bitch nails ain't done? Nah, hell no. It's just like, fam.
Okay, so next question. Do y'all think that women do certain, like do the whole BBL and stuff like that for attention from men? Or do you think it's possible they do it for themselves?
It's absolutely for men.
It's for men, but it's a combination of for men and they want the attention of the feminine, like the same females too. Like they want females to see that, like, oh yeah, I'm that girl. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to be just like with dudes. Like if whatever I'm doing, I want to seem like I'm the best at it. I want to seem like I'm at the top of the food chain. So like,
I ain't ever thought of it in that perspective of like women trying to impress women, because that's really what.
I think that's what it is, bro. Because like, bro, you think they go through so much maintenance, like with themselves, like a lot of the times, like
honestly,
you would just
I kinda
think,
get that.
yeah, like. There's no, like, you could definitely be doing that for yourself, but, like, ideally, like, you know what I'm saying, you taking these pictures, you getting all dolled up, when you know what I'm saying, like, you're not just doing that just because you just wanting to show, like, oh, I'm just pretty and I love myself. Like, you definitely want some attention from somebody, because, like, who don't want, you know what I'm saying?
Do you think it's the opposite the other way around? Like,
nah, wait, let me start right here, because, like I said, I never really thought of it like that, as far as, like, a woman trying to impress a woman, not because you're interested, because you're trying to compete. Because you gotta think about it. Nowadays, the average woman wants, like, honestly, the 1% of guys, which is the nigga making 6 figures who is, like, really just stopping there. Like, you talking about a nigga that's making 6 figures. If you don't understand that the average black man is making 40 bands a year, then you're lost. You know what I mean? If you're talking about, I'm just saying, I'm talking about the average person. I ain't talking about everybody making $100,000. I'm talking about, like, if you're seeking men that are making over 6 figures, you're already seeking a certain pool of men that is, it's like almost like you seeking to go to the NBA. You're seeking to have a son that goes to the NBA. You're seeking to have a son that becomes a Drake. Like, it's like you're already looking for a shooting star. And the idea that you're competing with another girl is because that girl is competing with that same guy, trying to get that same guy that you're trying to get. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, that is a good way to think. Because, like, I just look at it like, oh, yeah, you definitely doing that for yourself. I never believed the whole, you know, I'm doing it for my I believe the self-confidence, but even then, that comes with a certain level of validation towards other people. So, you're as confident, like, for instance, like, I know I put that shit on every day, but when I get a compliment, that validates a lot. Like, that's like, oh yeah, nigga, I put that shit on today. So, yeah, I'm putting this shit on for myself, but I'm also looking for a certain level of validation that I ain't asking for, but if I get it, oh yeah, nigga, like, I'm, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, that's that
then
feeling.
All you gonna
like,
do is just go pop,
you know what I mean?
Like, I had like 5 people today.
Nah, dead ass. And then, whatever you wore that day, you gonna be like, okay, so this is what, you know, so it's almost like you're following along with what a man wants. So, I'm not going for the whole, oh, it's just for my self-confidence and I just want to feel better about myself. It's like, yeah, you know.
And then that's why really a majority of the girls, like, they don't even get like the substance of like out of really knowing what a man want or whatever like that, is because like the majority of the time they just trying to spend a short little time at the beginning just to see what they can get out of the dude they talking to, like. How he gonna put an investment into getting that 1% of guys he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? So like she trying to get her nails done, she trying to get her hair done, or get this Chanel bag or whatever, just so it can add to the aesthetic of her portraying something that she not, so she can get that top 1%. That's really what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Basically faking it till she make it. Honestly, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, bro, like this.
Well, my next question, sorry. Oh, unless y'all.
Nah, yeah, what's up?
I have
Well,
questions.
I mean, you running the show right now.
I have plenty of questions for y'all. Man. So, would y'all be okay if your woman is like making more money than you, but like she's doing it through like OnlyFans or stuff like that?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so
if she's making a lot of money.
So if she making more money than me and she's doing it through OnlyFans, I gotta be involved. Okay. I can't, like, she can't just be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta be involved in something, whether it's managing the content, what's going out, what's getting approved, and what's not. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a certain level of respect. Like, you gotta be able to, like, cause you ain't always just gotta, like, that's another thing too. Like, if you doing OnlyFans, you ain't always gotta get on there and fucking suck. Like, that's because you genuinely want to do that. Like, you can get on OnlyFans and you can put some sauce down to some shit that can make people money. Yeah, and they ain't doing something crazy.
Like, post like bikini pictures on that, and she made like
bikini pictures. Shit, you know what I'm saying? You can say it's your body, so shit, you can say you gotta pay to be able to see. You know what I'm saying? My ass cheeks and this.
Well, that's the thing.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's the thing for me is like, you know, my girl. You know, as crazy as it sounds, because you only gotta understand that no girl you get post 18 is gonna be like untouched. So you gotta understand that she's gonna come with some sort of baggage. But the moment my girl has a price on her, I don't even take her serious. Like it costs you $18.99 for some shit that I'm working for. Girl, you crazy. Like, I'm not even finna even listen to what you.
So what if she was doing it before, like y'all became like she?
Then I wouldn't have even taken her serious. And if I didn't know that, I'm gonna start not taking her serious.
Okay, but what if it was like all I was doing was posting like bikini pictures and I was getting 10,000 pops or some shit? Like,
it don't matter what you do. I don't give a fuck if you're on there taking face profiles. It's just like, bro.
Well, I'm a more forgiving guy. If you're just doing something like that, like, I'm gonna say, hey, baby, I fuck with you because you smart. You finessing the bag. A lot of these hoes out here fucking and sucking on it. You know what I'm saying? So,
hey, I feel it. I feel that, but hey, you in so many niggas' phones, it's almost the accessibility part of it. Like, you know, if it's my life and I get to choose my one person, it's not gonna be the bitch that's in 30 niggas' phones. I ain't gonna lie to you. And just gonna choose different. I'd rather choose the bitch that nobody knows than the one that got 50 subscriptions. You know, no matter what you doing on OnlyFans. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But you know, that's the world we live in. You know, and that's kind of what we kind of having to deal with. The more and more we get,
it's crazy. We gotta even deal with shit like this. Like,
it's crazy. Like,
it used to be the norm to be just like a woman that's like respectable. Like now, like Sexy Red make y'all think that like it's just okay to like spam.
Then Drake
being a hoe.
Drake is the reason too.
Yeah, Drake too. I mean, shit.
Nah,
if he's saying
I'm just saying.
Pay for your BBL shit.
That's what I'm saying. But you got a nigga like Drake out here validating bitches who are bitches. Like, is your shit? Yeah,
I mean, shit.
You popping your shit on this,
ain't you? Probably shit, but not too much. You know,
yeah, okay, I got you. Nah, son, you got women out here who are like Sexy Red. Okay, Sexy Red is a specific woman from a specific is it a demographic of the United States or of the world, and it's considered what we consider the hood or the ghetto, right? Now you gotta understand, as a black man. And as a black man who cares about the perception of black people, I don't necessarily like Sexy Red being the face of anything of my culture, right? But you have a Jewish bar mitzvah having guy from Canada coming to validate not only Sexy Red, but the fact that he gives off this perception that he will date a bitch like this, to where like any girl who probably should get her life together is just gonna co-sign with the Sexy Red vibe because she feels the vibe of like, oh, I can attract a Drake. Drake likes this. Like, I'm the type of girl who the #1 rapper in the world, quote unquote, you know what I mean, could attract, you know what I mean? And it's just like, that is a problem, you know what I mean? It's also men who are the problem, you know people who making drill music. But I'm just saying, like, we just talking about the women, you know what I mean? Man.
You think that Sexy Red started that shit? You don't think like there's other artists that kind of like like back in the day, like, I don't know, Cardi B or Nicki Minaj?
I mean, well, even before her, you got Lil Kim.
This whole, you know,
she's the most authentic. She's the most authentic of that. You gotta think about it. So Drake, you know, I want to say Glorilla came out and he missed the Glorilla wave. Glorilla really changed this whole aura of the bitch because you had Young Miami who came out doing the City Girl shit, but that was so unauthentic because now we found out, oh, look, Yachty made that song. Oh, they not even from the hood for real. Oh, they really from, you know what I mean? So it's like when Glorilla came out, Drake missed that wave of like, oh, this is a hood bit, like rapping for real. Like, so when Sexy Red came out, she's the most authentic hood that we could honestly get out of any. I can't name like Lotto and Don't Give Me That. Tyler ain't giving me that. Obviously, Sexy Red is giving me that, but I ain't saying I'm getting it. I ain't getting that from Ice Spice. I'm not getting that from Coyle Ray.
I'm not getting new vibes.
You know what I mean? So it's just like Sexy Red is giving this demographic of the hood bitch. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
it's just like that ain't changing the hood bitch. That's validating.
And most people want to be from the hood too. So it's just like
Absolutely.
Not only is she like portraying that and seeing and showing that like people accept you like that, so like it's only gonna make you feel more comfortable with capping about where you from. But it's like you got Drake, who like most people idolize and most people fuck with. He gonna come and shine light on it. So now it's
right now it's cool to be hood, and like bro,
and it fits the same stereotype of why a lot of like white people like think a certain way about us. Like she's just pushing that narrative of like, oh, it makes sense on why, you know what I'm saying, we think the way we think about it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So
and then like we was listening to the Ruby Rose song, and she was like, real hood bitch, and I'm like, I know about this bitch background. I know her dad's a lawyer or some crazy, and it's just like that's the shit I'm talking about. Like, now would she be making that song if Sexy Red wasn't out promoting this hood to where she understands that, okay, if a woman's gonna listen to my shit, it's probably gonna be along the lines of like a Cardi B, Sexy Red kind of ratchet ass shit. So like, I gotta push this narrative of a hood bitch instead of I'm coming from a good family, whatever you want to rap about. But don't sit there and cap about you from the hood. You're not from the hood. Like, you know, and I was saying that shit ain't cool. And it's just almost like a slap in the face. That's why a nigga like me, like when niggas like Drake, sorry from the bottom of it. It's like, bro, like, you know, that's where you know, first hit a roadblock with me. But we just stand on the women, you know, like I hate to see that. That's the vibe, cause like, you know, not every guy is into the goddamn most ratchet shit going on around this bitch, and it's like, damn, like, you know, if my little sister growing up with her to be Sexy Red and not a lawyer no more, then shit, you know,
that's
crazy in the bitch, man.
I couldn't have a daughter right now just because of the way like social media is. Like, it's so prevalent, even in like the little kids, like elementary school, like they still seeing what's going on. It ain't censored. Like they
got access to like technology at a young age now. It's like before I used to just be at the park, and now it's just like they have iPads at fucking 2 years old.
I used to be outside playing throw tackle and shit. Now you know what I'm saying, these kids nowadays they
having TikTok accounts and Facebook
so like
accounts.
I ain't trying to have my daughter seeing no Sexy Red what she got going on. That shit ain't cool at all.
Yeah.
That shit gonna make me have a goddamn heart attack.
Shit, I ain't trying to have my kid watching soft porn at all. Like, that's the problem, nigga. Like, pornography is the problem. If pornography is the problem with this world, man, I promise you, fam, because like even me, I try so hard, and like, and I ain't saying I'm trying like it's so hard to do, but as a taken man, I try so hard to just to stay focused, like nigga, like, and you come across a goddamn tweet of a bitch taking out, it's just like, nigga, what the fuck, like you make it so hard to even just stay focused, nigga, like I'm just chilling and then boom, bitch shaking ass, it's like, god damn, nigga, like you. Now I gotta make the decision to swipe up on this. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just like, god damn, like, I feel like if we cancel out the soft porn, the hard porn, nigga, we will be more like.
Do you think that ever will cancel out? Like, do you think like now that how the world is, you know, it's kind of like that now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like
it should.
It's more common than it isn't anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's only common in America. That's what I'm saying. We gotta realize that we act like shit is common. But it's only common over here. You gotta understand, you go to other countries, nigga, they don't even allow you access to certain shit.
I mean, you mean like third world kind of countries, or you talking about like?
I mean,
some countries that shit not
like,
covered.
They definitely got.
No, like UK, they go crazy.
I mean, UK for sure. Okay, for sure.
Even like France or Amsterdam and shit, that shit, you know.
That's because they have
they neighbors, nigga. Like, that's still all the same shit.
Yeah, for sure. But
I'm talking about we going to Korea or some shit, or like, I mean, but obviously I hate to just use Korea as the only, you know what I mean? Goddamn, I mean, like, I'm just saying, there's certain places that care about that type of shit. And that's why, like, with TikTok being banned and so many people having such a pushback on it, I remember when that shit came, and I don't know, I guess I was on, like, it's ironic that Trump came out with this idea of it being a Chinese disease, and then all of a sudden China is making this app that we just going crazy about. Like, and it started out perfect. It's just a dancing app. Niggas just making dances. Jason Tatum made it. Or maybe download. I saw Jason Tatum make a little dance like in the middle of the party, like dancing. Like I downloaded and made one. I was like, you know what? Like I'm just gonna go ahead and delete this whole. Like I ain't fucking with what's even in the media about this app. And then all of a sudden, years later, now this app is like getting banned. I just find it so ironic, like how this shit is going and transpiring. Like, you know, we being so too much of a consumer to things to where we not like taking our own thoughts into like what we're doing and like.
We've been consumed. I think the thing is they just don't want TikTok around because they don't want China consuming us in our country. They want to be the ones to control us, like Facebook, Instagram, like Snapchat, all that shit. Like that's in our shit. Like,
which I think is understandable in a way. Though.
But y'all don't care about them taking our data and like selling that.
But I ain't gonna lie, they been doing that shit. I feel like they been collecting data. Like once you're born, like they're, you know what I'm saying, they collecting all kind of shit on us. Like they watch us. Like I know somebody who work and their job is to like. They go through these cameras that we don't know about, but like you can publicly go and look at them, like search them up online. Yeah. And she works like for the company, and like there's cameras that's around the world, like in everyday city, and you can go and log on and you can see it live, and it just be recorded. Nobody knows. It just be like in the middle of Manhattan and shit like that. So like they been collecting data, listening.
I saw this video of like this girl was like trying to see where my man's at. She's looking at like the street cameras and shit. Like you have
access to CCTVs. Yeah. But also like you ever think about this? Like you know when you ask like you be like, "Hey Siri," you ever thought about how the fuck does it know when to listen?
Yeah, like our voice and shit.
Like that's like a deep.
No, I'm being real. Like okay, this phone, like, I turn my Siri off. But if I just said like the words like "Hey Siri," like. That bitch is finna start listening and going to process what I'm saying. So you had to be listening prior to me saying, "Hey Siri," to even be ready to properly associate the "Hey Siri," technology. I'm just saying, like, bro, this shit is deeper than what we be thinking. And like, I was sleeping over y'all crib, fam, for like a couple days, and then y'all Google it just stayed plugged in. But I'm sitting there at all times and. At one point in time, it happened 2 times, fam. It would just light up like it's listening. And I'm like, bro, I remember asking, like, bro, you trying to connect this or something? But that bitch started, like, operating and nobody touched it. No technology should be doing that. You know what I mean? You gotta understand, when it's listening to shit, it's manipulating you. When you talking about a cruise with your friends and they start throwing cruise ads at you, that's manipulation.
Yeah.
Because, nigga, your mind ain't ready on cruise no more. You talk about this yesterday. That if you was gonna make a point on that, you would have made a point on that yesterday. They were manipulating you into saying that, oh shit, well, I was thinking about this yesterday, so shit, let me go and click on this ad. That's manipulation. it's so laissez-faire, and people are like, oh yeah, I mean, you can always just not. But nigga, if I wasn't thinking about it, I don't want to be clicking on it. If I really think about it, you know what I mean? Like I really don't want to even be clicking on this shit. But
it's gonna drive you to make an impulsive decision.
It's gonna make me make an impulsive fucking decision that I wasn't even ready to make.
Which you gonna regret, and it's gonna lead you into where I got.
Now they made it fucking.
You know what I'm saying? Like
now I gotta go fucking talk to this loan app, and I gotta go get this loan from Dave. Goddamn, $75 to go put on this cruise. So, because I want to make my girl happy. You know what I mean? It's all this shit that leads to, but it starts from taking your data. I'm just trying to say, because I be having a conversation with a lot of people, and a lot of people like, you know what I mean, nigga, Facebook do that shit too. And I'm like, nigga, but like,
that's crazy that
we know they do that to us though. Like, so you don't give a fuck though? Like, we just gonna say that, oh, it's because China this and China that. It might be because, like, it's an actual security problem. I honestly think it's an actual problem with that shit. And Facebook has had a problem with that shit too. You know, they were saying that they taking data from non-Facebook users. Like, people don't even use the Facebook app, goddamn, getting their shit taken from Facebook. But it's just like, you know, I gotta be proactive with that shit.
It's all crazy though, because like they really are controlling us, and like a lot of us don't even realize it. Like they really controlling us on a day-to-day basis just by listening to it. Like the Hey Siri, like you said, she gotta be listening in order to even know that I'm saying Hey Siri.
I said this shit, bitch.
Yeah,
how the fuck you know I said this shit?
Yeah, and
I really didn't think about that.
Yeah, like it has to be listening at all times. So that's why when you going on your phone and you was talking about buying some shoes, and you go on your Instagram, you got a random ad of some shoes you was just talking about getting. Like, it ain't coincidence. We're definitely being listened to, and we're definitely being controlled. Like,
and that's the problem, because you gotta think about what we think the most important thing in this world is. We think it's money and gold and shit, when really it's data, because consumerism is the biggest shit in the world. Because no matter if the gold is the most highest shit to buy, if consumers don't want to buy gold, we ain't buying gold, gang. So if people know what people want to buy, that's the most important shit to have. So when I say niggas are stealing our data, they're stealing our gold, nigga. They're stealing the most important shit that we even own, and that's thoughts and thinking. That's our brain and how we think. And like saying, like, everybody has produced, like, even with TikTok, like, TikTok has came and made such an impact on this world. I'm so glad I ain't have it, but I'm still reaping the benefits, which aren't benefits. They're kind of like detrimental, but even the way TikTok is built, like, you know how you just swipe up? Nigga, that's just like how it is on YouTube Shorts now. You just swipe up. Like, I'm damn near on TikTok.
Snapchat is doing the same shit.
Snapchat, Facebook Shorts, like everything. You just press a little button, swipe up, a whole new video, a whole new type. And that type of shit, everybody's adopting that TikTok shit because TikTok has left an imprint on this world. And like I said, we can like con our minds into thinking that, oh, they're trying to keep us away from certain information, or China doesn't. But bro, I'm trying to tell you, like, it's more beneficial for this shit to go because we have become so to consumers by the hand and by the finger and shit. Like this is how we consume. Like Amazon is one of the biggest companies in the world because all we doing is consumer. We're consumers by phone. We're consumers. We buying shit on because we get the dopamine from the shit arriving at the door now, not from going to go buy the shit in person now. It's just a lot of shit that, like, damn, bro, like, we really have lost ourselves, and like we've let the technology become like set in stone to where now we've just changed our minds instead of letting our minds be set in stone and then altering the technology and improving the technology. But hey, man, like,
it also kind of makes you think about what is to come because we already technically advanced, but we think we not that advanced. But like, if you look at us in China, you would think like, damn, like we living in two whole different worlds. But at the same time, like, they just get over there. Like, our government system is set up to where we have to work a lot harder, and it don't make sense. Like, we got to pay for healthcare and shit like that. But you look at China and shit. China already has way more advanced shit that just makes more sense. Like some shit that we can think of. They're just applying it. Like, I feel like they listen to their people over there and they use they tax dollars and shit like that. Whatever they use to pay back their government or whatever, and their army and military. They use that to build up the city and actually make it a lot better. We don't do that shit. We send it to aid other people. And it's just like, we always lend our helping hand to somebody, but what? Like, we ain't getting shit in return. And we just taking the fact of like, oh, that's just the heart of Texas, like that, or that's just the heart of the United States. Like, we're all about togetherness and all this shit, unity, but like at the same time, like, we ain't doing nothing but fucking ourselves in the end. Like, we're doing work and get little pay and expect to pay the majority of the money for how we live and shit like that. So it's just like, shit, you can look at a app and like TikTok and just be like, damn, all they doing is getting rich off of, like you say, the consumerism, like just being able to consume shit and know that I can control the masses of people because I have information on what everybody likes.
right.
And I can give people the freedom to keep expanding upon what everybody like, and then now you just got a whole app with millions of people on it, and you're making revenue off of just what people are consumed into, and that's just kind of like the thing where it's just like, damn, like the phones are really like one of probably the most dangerous things that we can have. If we feel like there's any threat to us, it's our phones. Like, it's us and our phones.
I feel like it's a deep conversation that people really brush off because it's so just into their phones and don't really,
Yeah.
A lot of people don't care either because it's like we all gotta die one day.
You don't even realize, really,
people just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna die anyway.
I have another question for you. What are some conspiracy theories that you guys like actually believe in, or is a good topic? But like some conspiracy theories.
Shit, along the lines of shit, the government hides shit. I feel like the government definitely hides a lot of shit from us. Like, there's definitely aliens and shit. Like, bro, if there's a whole solar system out there of millions of stars and planets and all this other kind of shit, like, there's definitely like shit that they're hiding from us, and like a lot of shit that they're like 20 years ahead probably, and we don't even know it yet, and they're just like slowly gonna push out the littlest shit that that's huge to us, and slowly push it out and change the narrative of you know what I'm saying, of how the world really is and how advanced we really are. But like, you know what I'm saying, NASA and all that shit like that, like going to the moon is even crazy to even think of, like, to just begin with, and that's been like hella years in the making. Like, so we've only expanded upon that, but like only also expanded upon like even what the phones can do. Like, our phones can like take all these crazy ass videos and have all this long battery life. Like, you telling me this some shit y'all ain't think about years ago? Like, y'all slowly giving us bits and pieces of technology and information that y'all really holding
You know, Tesla is based off a bunch of patents that were like stolen and shit. Like, we give Elon Musk a bunch of credit because he's, he deserves it. But even the model of the automatic car, the electric car, wasn't like no shit that they just made up. Like that shit came from a bunch of patents that weren't, whether in legal battles where they lost them or whatever the fuck. But like other people came up with those ideas way long ago. Like, and then you even look up just when Tesla started. Like, that shit. You gotta think about like, nigga, what was I doing back in the day? Like, to where Tesla was actually like a thing, and I was just out here chilling. But all that to say, you gonna look it up? I think it was like 2005 or some 2006 or some crazy ass shit. But even all that to say, like,
that's something I should know. I don't even know.
The way the world is moving, I kind of feel like it's kind of for the worst. Like, people are getting too comfortable with experiment. Like, I feel like. When was it?
Well, it says Tesla was founded in 2003, but that's
2003. But it probably wasn't about it was about automatic drop cars. I don't think it was. But think about 2003, nigga. I was born in 99, and nigga Tesla is one of the biggest shit out. So 2003.
The first Tesla product happened in 2008, apparently. So.
Okay, so it was just a company, and then.
Yeah, what was that then?
It was a Roadster sports car.
Yeah, that's the first Tesla car.
Yeah.
So 2008, fam, I was 8 years old. Nigga, I wasn't even thinking about no self-driving car, no gasless car, no none of that shit. Like,
shit, gas prices was cheap back then.
You know what I mean? So it's just like you gotta think about like before shit comes into fruition, it's a bunch of government. But what I'm kind of saying is like,
and it's funny. It says what was the first electric car in 1888? It was. In 1888 was the first electric car.
Right.
Supposedly, yeah.
But you gotta think about it too. Like now he's one of the richest guys in the world. So it's just like if he's one of the richest guys in the world now, and he's been had this company. Like he had to have some hand in being that, because like there's no way you just know that this is gonna be the future. Like you had to have some hand in shifting the inflation, like helping sometimes. Because like bro, you have all that money, like. You have enough power to do something, so like, why not push your company and make it seem like you're just this guy who's just like, you feel me, like.
Oh yeah, honestly, I fuck with as a businessman, I love it. But as a human on this earth who just wants the longevity of Earth to be a thing, I find it kind of like not embarrassing, but just very very appalling that people with money are getting more and more flamboyant with their actions, like. A self-driving car is crazy. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I don't think that it should exist. I don't think that anything automated should exist in the world of like hands-on shit. Like, you should drive a car. If you get a license, you don't get a license from a self-drive. Like, you should drive your own whip. As a human, I don't think you should be going outside the atmosphere unless you're NASA. I don't care if you're Elon Musk. I don't care. Like, Elon Musk doesn't hold any official position. He doesn't hold any government position. Why is he allowed to go and leave the atmosphere? Like, that's some of the crazy shit. If something happens and that bitch plummets back to Earth, like, I'm just saying, like, nigga, the craziest shit can happen when you're that far in the sky. Like, when you're in Dubai, why are y'all playing with the weather by cloud seeding? Like I said, like, they had one of the worst floods known to man where it ruined lives, companies, all kinds of shit. But they don't tell you that they were pumping. Like, they were doing this thing called cloud seeding where they're pumping shit into the clouds, making it rain more. And then they had one of the worst storms in history and flooded all kinds of crazy shit. But it's like, we're playing with this world. We're playing with shit now. Like, we became so smart to where now we just think we can fuck with shit. We wanna, let me see what this gonna do. Let me see. It's just like, nigga, we need to just live and be human and stop trying to make such an impact on this world. I feel like the more money people get, the more people feel like they gotta make an impact. It's like, bro, you could just chill.
Do you think that, like, obviously back in time, people were trying to make technology, like, make things better, right? Because, like, you know, they gotta create things to make life easier. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, I'm sure there's not a lot of things that we have now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it's just more like people continuing trying to make things easier on themselves. You know?
For sure, but I don't think cloud seeding.
No, I'm not talking about cloud seeding. I'm just talking about like electric cars. You know what I'm saying? People just want to find like an easier way of life. Basically.
No, yeah,
and I feel like that's just been happening for the day of time. I guess. I don't know.
That's definitely true, because I mean, you like even back then you have like the Jetsons. That was like a super old show, but they had flying cars and shit like that. Like, I mean, I think the people even back in the day, like they always thought about what the future would look like. So I feel like any time that you're in, you think about what the future would look like, just because you live in so much in the present.
Yeah.
And you feel like at the present time, like nothing can be as efficient or better than what it is. So it's just like the ones who do think you can like make something better, it's just like, damn, like how can we make this better for the future? Like,
don't you?
I also feel like it's kind of a competition in a way. Like people want to push like.
I kind of feel like the better and the faster and it's kind of the worse. Like, think about it. What has became better? Okay, don't like find something. But if I'm just thinking about like, let's say food. Okay, food has become better, faster, quicker. Like we got fast food and shit, and we got shit like that. But how good is McDonald's, nigga? Like I know it ain't. I'm out here hunting with a spear and killing a deer and shit. But nigga, like, goddamn, just because I can get some food in 15 minutes, it got to be the most processed shit on earth. You know what I mean? Or just because I can fucking order some food on Uber Eats, now I'm finna gain 30 pounds because like I'm grown up. It's just like the more things become convenient, it's almost like, is it good or bad? Because like damn, like it kind of leaves us doing less work than what people who did the work for us. Like, you know what I mean? Like motherfuckers paved the way doing exactly what we doing. What we complaining that we can't do. They did that shit like it was the only thing they could do. And now we get better things, and now we're just set in stone on the iPhone touch, and it's just like,
more lazy in a way.
is it actually benefiting us, or obviously it's gonna have some benefit because it has some improvement. That's why people consumerism too, or consumers to it. But like, damn, is it really benefiting us? Like all this scrolling we doing, it's a touchscreen phone. This ain't never been thought of post, you know what I mean? But shit, nigga, I'm fucking myself psychologically. I have some dopamine towards this shit. Like, I get a notification. Oh, I get this emotion that strikes. Like, nigga, that shit wouldn't exist in, like, post phones. And then if I want to go get some food, I ain't got to go get a fish out the lake. But, nigga, if I want to go get some catfish, nigga, that shit finna be the most fried shit. You know what I mean? It's just finna be, like, how good is it just because it's new? How good is it just because it's a new invention? I don't think it's good for us to be sitting in a car eating food, doing makeup just because my car can drive on its own. I think we dumbing ourselves down to where we're finna be dumb in a bitch. Like we finna have nothing to give because everything does it for us. You know?
And we might be a little bit too dependent on technology.
If
we keep on trying to make it do more work for us.
That's why a lot of jobs are like people that have certain jobs that we worried about as well. Like technology can take over. And there's like an article. You know how girls be doing eyelashes and stuff. They have like electric robots that actually do eyelashes for these girls. It's like for girls. It's so crazy. Like I don't know. But on the topic back to girls, man, let's talk about. So I've seen on like YouTube and some videos. I don't know if it was DJ Academics. I can't remember exactly. But look, I'm trying to appeal to you. You know what I'm saying? But have you seen like those topics about footballers dating like white women, like?
Yes, I did it. You already did an episode on that.
Yeah, so I want to see what y'all's opinion is on that. Like, it's very broad, but however you want to speak about it. Why do you think you tend to see more of these footballers going for these white women? I guess that's what the topic is.
Well, shit. I feel like I said, like I just feel like whenever you're confined to some like majority or like all your life, and you used to a certain crowd or type of people. And you go to these big D1 schools and you like, you know what I'm saying, you the star of the show, like millions of people are watching, like you're gonna start to attract like people from all over the world. So like you already going to a different environment, going to your college, you're gonna have people from all over the world there, but then you're gonna have like millions of people tuned in. So you're gonna have a whole bunch of following from people all over. So you're gonna start appealing to every type of race, and then shit, you might just wanna start trying to see what's different. Like you might be tired of talking to just dark-skinned girls or black girls. You know what I'm saying? You might want to start talking to maybe somebody from somewhere else, like, you know what I'm saying, light-skinned or Mexican, white, whatever race that you probably not even used to. So I just feel like it comes from that. And then just too, like the way your relationship is with a person, I feel like the race of somebody shouldn't dictate how much you locked in with them, because like you can have somebody that's your race and that's supposed to understand you mentally and spiritually and all that. Like they wouldn't even understand you the same way like a person who genuinely care about you that's like a whole different background, ethnicity. They'll take more time and effort to kind of just know who you are for real and what you like, and then that might make you think a certain way about them, and then you know what I'm saying, now you got a whole relationship. So I feel like it just depending on where you go and just kind of what your life, kind of how your life unfold. Like,
Yeah.
because it ain't always just about, I mean, people have their preferences, but I just feel like shit, when it comes to, you know, interracial relationships and shit like that, it just comes from people just experiencing life. Because you just be so boxed in and feel like you in the norm. And you get out and expand and shit, kind of live a little bit, you kind of see that it's more than just my little town, you know what I'm saying? Or what my norm, I thought my norm was. Like, it's a whole different world out here, and I got to experience it. So
I think a lot of them get some hate sometimes, you know, for dating these kind of women, like not these kind of women, these women, you know, like I don't understand.
Is the flip side dating a black chick? I'm just asking. Huh? Is the flip side dating a black chick? Like as an athlete, I'm just asking because like you're saying dating a white girl, like whatever.
I was just basing it off what, you know.
Okay, so the whole.
No, yeah. I don't know what the flip is. I don't know, you know.
Well, the flip is probably a black girl, but
or you dating their same race, whether they're you know like they're what,
probably black
Puerto Rican or something. You know,
I've never heard that.
Okay,
it's
so
always,
you know, I'm saying dating the same race.
No, yeah, I got you. But
whatever they are.
There's a few angles for the reason. Like I said, just like so you're an Indian woman. The average Indian woman who comes into maybe high school, let's say, who didn't understand that if they throw on a little makeup and lay their little fucking edges down and they finna, and throw on some Jordans or some shit, they finna get a lot of attraction from a black man. And once they start getting that attraction from a black man, they realize, oh shit, I attract black men. So it's almost like this new, like, oh shit, I didn't even know y'all fuck with me for real. And I feel like as a black athlete, you know, these niggas come from, you know, they ain't all come from a rough, tough hood or whatever the fuck, but, you know, they come from a black household where possibly they were in a position to where, you know, they were just surrounded by their own, to where maybe they get into a spotlight of where, oh shit, I ain't never had a 10 white girl approach me, you know what I mean? So to where I'm just interested in what, this is all new, you know what I mean? And that new factor of saying that I'm gonna embark on something completely different, that could take over. You also got the idea of the stereotypical white person, a white girl, coming from a household that has a modern day, what we consider a movie mom and a movie dad, to where they grew up together and they have their mom, they have their dad, they grew up perfectly fine. They have this sense of submission because they understand how a dad treats a mom. They have a level of submission because they understand how their mom acts around their dad. So when they come around the guy who's just trying to be whoever he's trying to be, she has a sense of, okay, I understand how this dynamic works. Not every chick from where I'm from has that dynamic because we come from places, even my own home. Nigga, I grew up with another man raising me. It ain't my real dad. And so, you know, as a woman, you know, this certain sense of like, oh, as a man, like if think about it, if your daddy ain't never been able to tell you shit, how the fuck you think your man is gonna be able to tell you anything? Like you're not gonna be able to flip a switch and say, oh yeah, I'm submissive. I'm submissive to men. What men have to say. You're gonna look at the nigga like, what the fuck? Who are you talking to? Because you've never wired yourself to even understand how a man is coming at you, what he means, what he actually means. You know, like it's learning. You gotta learn the opposite gender. It ain't just about.
And it ain't their fault either. Like it ain't their fault. Like a lot of them be oblivious to it. A lot of them don't even want to admit it. But it don't even be on y'all. It's just like sometimes it just be the ignorance of y'all not wanting to learn it and not have a pride about yourself. Like you can't just sit back and learn. Yeah. Like you didn't have it. Like so how can you know to do something if you ain't never had it? You can't just see it and be like, I can do it. Like
yeah. For the average black person with family issues and family distorted problems, ignorance is bliss. And I feel like the moment someone brings it up, it's so hard to bring that up because it's almost like offensive because no one's a registered psychologist to be like, this is what your problem is. But you kind of can see it from far away. Like you see it from a mile away when a woman has daddy issues, when a boy has daddy issues. Like you see it. Like they I
mean, shit, it's self-reflection too.
It screams out of your character when you have a daddy issue, a mama issue, you know, as a man or a woman. So, you know, like when you understand that people can see it and understand that, okay, I have to reach a certain point in life where I gotta swallow this up. I gotta overcome this, whether you're talking to somebody, whether it's understanding that I do have a problem, I do come off a certain way. But it's just like, outside of that, I don't think that's the only thing that keeps a man saying that, I'm just gonna see what the Snow Bunny talking about. Because, you know, we just have this idea that they have this sort of movie style, like growing up to where they, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, man, they family ate together at the dinner table, you know what I mean? They have family reunions where they got them, you know what I mean? It's just like, and ain't no fights going on at that motherfucker, you know what I mean? It's just like they have they still doing certain things. It's almost like picture perfect. Yeah, it's almost like they kind of allow that. I'm not speaking for every person because like I've met a lot of white people. I've been in a white fraternity, so I was nothing but white girls. So I can say for surely not every girl was just like that. You know what I mean? But there's a certain sense they give off. It's more of like easier. They're more bubbly. They're more like, you know, it's just I don't know.
It's just a lot more like I feel like majority of the black athletes, like they probably be with white girls just because they feel more, they was more comfortable to go up and approach like a white girl than they probably was a black girl. Like just because of the simple fact, like not every dude trying to go through that whole tough, you know what I'm saying, thing y'all put up, you know what I'm saying? Some dudes just genuinely be on some chill shit and they just want to talk to you and see like if they could even fuck with you for real. But I feel like it's always a guard up there on the other side. You know what I'm saying?
My women do be playing that role. It's almost like, you know they worth so much to where I gotta come correct, and it's like, bro, not every time I'm trying to.
Based on what they went through with men.
I think
that's part of it.
Automatically just like been like that because of how they were.
But I mean, like y'all know what y'all like too. Like y'all, I mean, like females date a certain type of dude. Like like it's just like trial and error. Like if you sitting here continuously going through the same type of shit with the same type of dudes, you obviously know like that you're not gonna get any better out of it. You just like that type of dude for whatever reason. I guess because it's what you're used to seeing growing up or whatever the case may be. But you just so infatuated with that feeling and that type of dude that you like you just want to convince yourself that you can change him and make him like be a certain way. But there's no way. Like if every single time you talk to a dude, you do the same thing over and over again, like it's like you're being delusional. And then like a lot of girls take pride in being delusional about somebody they know it ain't no good for them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's part of the problem too. Like you just can't
take social media out of that. You take social media out of that, the bitch don't be delusional. I promise you. All of it is the perception. You take how she's viewed, like I said, because like, as a girl, you know what's good for you and what's bad for you, right? You're not gonna make a stupid decision to choose dopamine over everyday health, everyday happiness, you know what I mean? But if you got a social media profile and this nigga looks what you consider, he's a fine ass nigga, you know what I mean? Or he, you know what I mean? Like he's worth the, you know what I mean? Like, oh, look at me, look at who I'm with, like, or oh, look at what my man got, and you know what I mean? Like it's so many things that just keep a woman kind of attached. And I think that's the difference between men and women. Like as a man, if you lame and if you're a woman and you lame, that's really all you gotta be for me not to fuck with you. But as a girl, they'll fuck with a lame nigga if he got money or you know if he got clout or if he got like they'll fuck with a lame nigga. Like even with like comment you say, oh, I mean if he was a fine ass nigga or something like that, like I guess I'll maybe like if there was a certain level of give that you had for if a nigga even win your cup of tea, but he was just, I guess he looked good, I give him a, you know what I mean? Like, that's the difference. Like, I guess, I ain't gonna speak for myself, because like, I know niggas who just go on whatever, I don't give a fuck. But,
I think
as a man, like, if I see that I don't give a fuck about your money, so like, your money not gonna wow me, your clout not gonna wow me, because honestly, I don't even want to know what your clout came from as a nigga. But, if I see that you lame, that's where it ends. You know what I mean? But if a woman, you see a nigga lame, but he got money and clout, and he got the nice car, and he got the house with it, and he be the ones going to the sections and shit, and every bitch want him, you gonna swallow up the fact that he lame, and then just, you know, oh, I'm attacked. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm saying, in this society, we just end for different reasons, and that's why men and women have such a different points of views nowadays. Like, you know, we in it for a different. We in it for different reasons. Like we want a certain outcome and a woman wants a certain outcome, but these certain outcomes don't always align. That's why so many podcasts benefiting off of talking to a modern day woman and calling this bitch such a stupid person because like she's had such a stupid idea, but it's really not. It's just how the society has kind of transformed into. But hey man, I'm lucky. I don't know about you, Dean.
Nah, shit, I deal with him a handful too. I gotta sit here and, you know, deal with he did that and all this other shit, or this is why I am the way I am. We deal with it all. I mean, I know a lot of y'all know too, but me personally, I just had the thing where I'm just like, I'm already knowing before I even get 2-3 messages in what type of, you know what I'm saying, what type of girl you are. So it's just like, I already kind of be knowing what to kind of really try and fuck with for real, or I'm just like, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna go ahead and just stop texting. You know what I'm saying?
Man, as a man, I just want to bring back, I have a woman, I'm good, I'm secure. But as a society, I just want to bring back a stand-up woman. I know there's so many out here and they get blurred by the OnlyFans aura of bitches and shit, but we really just like, man, women will find so much success once they finally lose all the fake shit that they've been upholding since high school and senior year. They'll start realizing that, oh my God, like I ain't have to try this hard, like, because like, man, like as like makeup, man, niggas don't give a fuck about that. Niggas don't give a fuck about lashes. Y'all spend how much is lashes? $160 on some crazy ass shit. Each single lash by themselves.
Depending on the lash person.
Nigga, y'all spending shoe money, Jordan money on some shit that niggas don't even care. Like my girl got some like beautiful lashes. When she gets her lashes done, I can't even tell that she get done, but she spent $150 on them hoes. It's just like you gotta understand that as a niggas, maybe this is just the wave. I'm gonna announce the wave. We want authentic, sincere, and just kind of real, just very, very, very real. Not kind of real, just very real. And once y'all lose that, like chip on y'all shoulders about that and realize that y'all can give that effortlessly, we'll get along so easy because like y'all won't even feel like y'all doing all this for these niggas and shit. Like it's just like y'all just becoming yourselves, and if somebody likes you, like you, and you understand that they like you for you, and you would lose so much anxiety about this whole process about men and women and shit. I understand, like I was in this shit for deep in this shit, knees deep for years, and it's just like, nigga, what do women want from me, and what do women want out of me? You know what I mean?
A lot of women say that even if they are authentic and all the kind and caring, all the picture perfect, men end up like cheating. You know what I'm saying?
But you talk to a certain type of dudes, that's what I'm saying. Like,
you think it's like the certain type of dude that?
Yeah, because like you got all these dudes in your phone.
Trying to get your perspective.
No, yeah, like it's so many options you have in your phone. Like you only gonna pick, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever certain type of dudes. Like you can just tell off of what they talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know I don't know if there's that many Denzel Washingtons out here in y'all phones that's just so good. You know what I'm saying? Such good actors that you just was blown away by the outcome of what happened when it all unfolded. Like, he left me by myself with the kid. Like, man, come on, he been showing you signs that he went about shit. You just kept fucking with him. You know what I mean? Like,
so you don't think there's like a scenario where like a woman could be with a man for like 3 years and he hasn't shown no signs but ended up like cheating?
No, I think that's
you might have one in every 10. You feel me? Like one nigga that just was like, it was just too much. I just ghosted. You know what I'm saying? But like,
I think that scenario more aligns with a woman being uncomfortable and not in love. And my mom broke that down to me, and she was like, make sure you not just comfortable with your chick to where, I ain't trying to start over. I ain't, you know what I mean? But you actually like your chick.
Yeah.
And to where that, where she's perfect, she's doing everything, but in reality, bro wasn't even in love with her. She was just so comfortable with the company. You never made it too bad or too awkward, or you was just perfect for me to, you smoke with me and shit. So I guess I'll keep you around type shit. And it was never like an actual connection. And that'd be some of the reasons too. Like niggas be, they go from infatuation to, oh shit, I done play with this bitch too long to where now I gotta take her serious. To where now he not even really take you serious, but he didn't play with you so long. And you know what I mean? And that be the problem. But a nigga that's trying to be serious with you, shit, nigga, if they ready, they gonna be ready. You know what I mean? And shit.
Then too, like they try to force nigga hand to do shit a lot of times when they like you gotta let.
So what we doing?
Yeah, like you gotta let nigga be ready to do whatever you want to do.
Not too much.
You know what I'm saying? Like nah, like just, like they'll send you something like, man, I can't wait to do this, that, and the third, or like. You know what I'm saying? Just give out like, when we gonna do this? Like, you gotta you pushing when you just gotta let it happen naturally. I feel like that'd be the main problem too. Like with a lot of dudes, you just like make them push them to a situation.
You make them make an ultimatum. You give them ultimatum 3 weeks in.
Yeah,
and it's just like nigga, as that nigga, he could have very well been seeking that relationship further down the line. But now since he's making such a decision, nigga, in such a time. It's just like, shit, now you getting a shaky nigga, because now you already making a shaky decision, because he ain't 100% on this decision you're making, but he definitely want to keep you around. He definitely want to fuck a little bit more. He definitely want to, whatever it is he want to do to keep you around, but now you done push the issue on this. Okay, so we're fucking with each other. Now you're getting a shaky knot. So you signed up for a shaky job. And now you mad that the job didn't end it. You know what I mean? But you already, the job, he didn't offer you the job. And you asked for the job. You know what I mean? You asked for the job when he didn't offer you the job. You wasn't talking about no job. You asked for that hoe. He's like, you know what, I guess I get it, huh? Then he fired you, got down 3 weeks later, and then now you mad. I mean, but he ain't tell you he wanted you to have a job. You kind of forced yourself upon employment. You know what I mean? So
I feel like people be content too, because it's just like they went so long or through such a long stretch where they wanted a relationship and they just didn't have it, and then they finally get somebody that's cool enough to like you can stay in their company, and then you get to that point to where it's just like, okay, like I don't think I really like this person, so you end up not being faithful, or you end up you know what I'm saying, end up being in a situation where you get pregnant or some shit like that. So it's just like,
he's stuck.
Yeah, that kind of be I think the main thing nowadays, because like sometimes you think you like a person, but you don't really take the time to invest into like see, like know like the person for real, and then like they'll start to show you shit that you might not like for real. You're like, I really don't like that about them. And that really outweigh the shit that you do like about them. Like damn, like that fuck around and
do you think that women cheating and men cheating are like two different things, like the reason why they're cheating?
No, it's for sure different. Like with women, so like you gotta think about like women, they'll cheat and they'll be like emotionally attached. Like a guy, he'll cheat just to, or he just wants to like, you know what I'm saying, you just get a nut. Like it don't mean nothing to him. So like that's not something, you might do it 1 or 2 more times. You know what I'm saying? But then you'll be like, you'll come back conscious and be like, nah, I'm tripping. Like I can't keep fucking with that. Like I got this at home. You know what I'm saying?
You don't think a girl like will get like a attraction to some dude and want to like have sex, or you don't think that's like a common thing? Well, not common, but do you think that's the thing? Like
it's very common, but it's common to the ones who ain't loyal to their dude, like, and who actually pursue it. Cause like I feel like everybody just is attracted to something. Like even when they were happily with somebody, like I feel like, you know what I'm saying, you might see somebody and you think they're attractive, and you might not even think to like the extreme of like you having sex with them, but you'll probably be like, yeah, they could definitely, you know what I'm saying, I let them if they try, you know what I'm saying, like it'd be shit like that. So I definitely feel like, everybody has their
reasons, I guess.
Yeah.
Their reasons. I mean, it don't even always be from like unhappiness. It just like be like like I say, from a lack of feeling for that person. Because I feel like anybody that you like love for real, or you like really feel like you gonna be with forever type shit, there is nothing that would make you betray them, because you can imagine how it would feel to you if they betrayed you and broke your heart, so you wouldn't do that same thing to do, you know what I'm saying, for that person. That's how invested you gotta be with a person, to be conscious enough of what the damage you're gonna do if you do it. You know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like I don't, like I said, it's the same act, but it's not the same. Like it's gonna forever be a double standard with sex, especially with me, because like, although I could be a slut maker or whatever we want to call it, or like like a guy that sleeps with 30 women. Like I said, the analogy I'll always have is that as a guy, you can only apply for a job. As a girl, all you can do is say yes or no to the employer. So who do you get mad at? Do you get mad at the person applying for the job, or do you get mad at the employer for having 30 motherfuckers under y'all in your employment? I can't help that you got 30 niggas you let hit because you got 50 applications. I got you. I'm just saying, like, for the analogy to work, you get 50 applications. The analogy is 50 guys inquiring to sleep with you. Who do you get mad at? The 50 guys that inquired to sleep with you, or the fact that you as the employer allowed and employed 50 niggas under your company? Now everybody calling your company the bullshit ass company. Hey, you might want to be with that company for, you may want to do an internship for 2 weeks, but you don't want to be with that company forever.
Did you really check the credentials?
You know what I mean? Like, who are you mad at? Are you mad at the fact that the niggas applied and got accepted, or are you mad at the company that said, I read your application, I interviewed you, and I accepted you. I let you stick whatever you got inside of me, 30 niggas. I can't get mad at the consumers being like, yeah, that's not the company to go with. You know what I mean? And I'm just gonna keep it like that. Like, as a woman, you really gotta protect even more. It's way harder as a man than a man as far as the protection and the preservation and all that shit, because that shit matters, and it doesn't matter to a man up until around 22, 23, and you gotta preserve yourself for that. And I think that's when I'm gonna grow up telling my daughter about is that, you know, it's gonna be a lot of boys, you know, and they're gonna be considered popular, and they're gonna be doing a lot of shit that you shouldn't be a part of. But that same boy that's doing that shit at 17 ain't gonna like you being a part of his ring of whatever he was doing when he was 17 when he get 25. Because he's gonna look at you like a certain way, even though he was just so kumbaya with you when he was 17. I'm just saying, like, the older we grow as men, the more and more we want our women to be preserved. And when you are just giving your shit away, like, you know what I mean, based off of whoever applies, you apply, you get it. You know what I mean? Hey, this is a buy one, get one free. Like, then it's just saying that's never gonna be, like, the promiscuous woman has never been seen as a good woman in life. Since Julius Caesar, since the Roman Empire, like, literally, like, it's never been good to be deemed as a promiscuous woman. I ain't saying it's been deemed as good to be a promiscuous man, but that man has always been seen as the woman getter, which also attracts more women. Hence why, if you think that you don't want no nigga who done slept with 50 bitches, why do you like Drake? Why do you like Tory Lanez? Why do you like Migos and all these famous people? Why do you have such an attraction to the baby? Why do you have such an attraction to all these famous people? You gotta understand that they're women getters.
Famous like Ruby Rose and shit like that, like, you know, like people say that she's fucked a whole bunch of rappers and shit, but people still fuck with her and think she's. Still fuck her, you know what I'm saying?
She getting sexualized. She bad. She portrays herself as a bad bitch.
You gotta understand that she's looked at like a fuck and not like a, you know, I praise up for Drewski, but I don't understand, you know, like, I would never take no, you know, I don't know if you've seen that little lineup they had. It's like a Rolling Loud lineup, and it's like every artist that slept with, it's literally like a Rolling Loud lineup. Like, every artist that slept with sexy Ruby Rose. It's literally like, it goes from Lil Tyler, from
so
Travis Scott to goddamn Pierre, like, nigga making beats and shit, hitting it up, like. So now we at Drewski. I don't, like, bro, like I said, you gotta understand, as a woman in society, when you are looked at as a woman taken serious and a fuck.
And that's like too, like, look at all the girls who you never see that's just heartbroken. Like, anytime they deal with a dude, they just end up like not working out. Like, not every girl just be heartbroken, or like every nigga's a fuck nigga. Like, there's a lot of girls with that, like, they just know that the dude that they talking to, it ain't the dude, and like, it always be like, sometimes it'll be like mutual, but like the guys they dealing with ain't cases where they were like, he was just a fuck nigga. Like, it don't always work out like that for like a lot of certain type of girls, because they ain't just giving it up. Like, they ain't just letting it be. They ain't giving themselves up as accessible. Like, you can't just be, you know what I'm saying? She, like, the only company she gonna let in is like company that she know that is allowed to be kept, like, in her presence. So like, that's why you gotta look at that too. Like, you gotta self-reflect and be like, all right, like, and I'm genuinely choosing the wrong type of guys for whatever reason, and I'm conscious of that. But like, my friend Nicole or whatever, like, she's always able to find nice guys and date, and it just not work out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just be shit like that. Like, you just gotta kind of know who you and who's realistically in your ballpark, is something that you genuinely want in your heart. Like, who's genuinely in that ballpark. A lot of y'all just
intentions and expectations got out of line, and just kind of like being realistic with like, you know, what you got in store for yourself. Ask yourself what you actually want, and then when you ask yourself that and you get a good man that is a go-getter and then that's your key to stop looking in the club. That's your key to get off of Instagram. That's your key to, you know what I mean? I just, like, you can solve a lot of problems just by talking to yourself, asking yourself, what do I actually want? You know what I mean? And then you will start making a lot of shit make sense when you start thinking about where you looking for this guy that you say you want. You know, like I say, you want the stand-up guy that, you know, pays the bills and he got a good job, and you probably should get off the sections. You probably should stop going to the nightlife and looking for this guy. You probably should start, you know, going to your job fairs and going, you know, to church, and, you know, going to go find somebody more stand-up. Now, if you're looking for the nigga that's the gonna get you the section every night, then you at the right, you know where to go. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like, you know, like, shit, that's just.
What do you think, a lot of posting on social media is wrong in a relationship? Like, whether it's Instagram or like they like posting themselves like a lot? often?
Depending on what you posting. Yeah.
I'm not talking about like no explicit shit, but just like regular shit, like regular photos.
I mean, what is the regular?
I feel like it's cool as long as it, like, you know what I'm saying, you're not just overly consumed in it. Like if you're conscious enough to know that you're just doing this because like you keeping up with your friends and you just like, you know what I'm saying, you enjoy, you know what I'm saying, the aesthetic, or you looking up places to go and try new food. Like depending on how you using it, then I don't give a fuck. But like if you're using it for the wrong reasons, then it's gonna be like kind of alarming to me. I'll be like, well shit, why you so caught up in doing X, Y, and Z? Why you so caught up in you know what I'm saying, getting the approval of other people that don't really matter for real? Like
that's a good topic, because as a person, as a person in a relationship, you know, and we still have social medias and shit, you know, as you have a girlfriend who's considered bad and, you know, she gonna pop her shit, you know, is there a line that we draw with the thirst trap? You know, what I would consider a thirst trap, where her looking just good, you know, would be considered maybe not a thirst trap to the average nigga who looking for some ass or some shit to be shown, but, you know, I would be like, you know what I mean, like, you know, where is the line drawn there? You know what I mean? Is there a line drawn? Should I just shut the fuck up and understand I got a bad bitch, or should I say, hey, you know, like, you know, who are you posting that for? You know, like, you don't send pictures to me first, you know, so is it just for the snap, or is it for you? Like,
it's crazy.
Do we have those conversations? Like,
that's like a quote or like a thing. Like, you know, if you got a bad bitch, the quote is just like, I gotta let my bitch be bad. So
yeah,
like, she gets no like, so like, just because your bitch bad, she gets no restraint on how she can act and perceive herself. But if your girl is she fine, but she like mediocre, like, oh, she can't do that. Like,
you know what I mean?
Even if her body way better.
There's a limit to like, I'm not like that. I'm saying like what if she was just posting videos of herself and just like regular shit, like regular, ain't no crazy ass shit where she's trying to get attention, like she's just like posting a picture of herself. Like, would that become an issue?
I mean, nah, because at the end of the day, if she's just posting like selfies and shit like that, I mean, that's making her feel good. So I wouldn't want to take away something that make her genuinely feel good, whether it be just because. Because like a lot of times it ain't just dudes. Like, you know, you got different girls you may not know, you may think is pretty, or you like them for certain shit. They may, oh girl, you look pretty today. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all do it for that type of shit too. So it's the camaraderie of it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it can all, it can all get blurred real fast though. You know what I mean? Just like, you know, you gotta understand.
What's considered a thirst trap to you? Like, if you have a woman right now and she posts something, what's that? What's the thirst trap?
I feel like a thirst trap is like you just like in some, like, you know what I'm saying, your little underwear and bra. Like, why you know what I'm saying? Like, even though, I mean, that ain't really like crazy, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't showing no nudity, but you're like, you know, you in the comfort of your home where only like, if strangers were here, you wouldn't have that shit on. You know what I'm saying? Like if it just
posting
mean you
yourself in like an attention-seeking way, like where you're like,
yeah, like you know niggas are like as a girl, cause like you know niggas are looking at you. Like if you think you look good, like you know other niggas, especially how the way your DMs looking. You know what I'm saying? Like you know people are looking at you, so it's just like just being conscious enough to where you can give a fuck about what your perception is. Like it'd be a lack of that. Like
me personally, it don't have to be the panty thing, cause like as a nigga, you know, even the women I've been attracted to hadn't necessarily been the bitch that's gonna post with her panties on. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, you know what I mean? No matter how bad the bitch is, like, it's like, okay, you two out there. But it's if you're posting what you consider you looking your top tier, like you're posting where you think you look bad, you know what I mean? It ain't gotta be you showing your figure or you doing whatever. It's almost like a, you know, hey, this is me, you know what I mean? Which a lot of that shows your figure and shit too, you know what I mean? But outside of that, I'm just saying, like, it ain't gotta be like, oh, she ain't got no clothes on, she got a bikini on. Like, it's just like you kind of flaunting your good looks for that day or whatever. You know, I'm just saying, like, you know, that could be portrayed, you know, it can go either way based off of, one, who you got on your, like, how, like, who is even the foundation of who you sending this shit to? And it's just like it can get perceived differently, because like as a guy, I guess the best way to say it is like I ain't hate to say it like a nigga with my shirt off and shit, but like, you know, me posting myself like looking good and approachable. I don't know. It's like just like
haircut.
I hate to see, but it ain't like a haircut picture, because bitches ain't get their hair done and just showing their hair. Like it's almost like like, this is me, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you ain't twerking, turning around and twerking and shit, but like, nigga, you're showing yourself, nigga, like, you look good, you know, you look a bad bitch, like, and it's just like, you know, and you gotta understand that one of them days, a nigga's gonna slide up on that, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying, like, it ain't a problem, it ain't like something you gotta dip today, but I'm just saying, like, it's worth the question. Like, hey, you know, when you be posting them pictures, like, who is it for? Or what are you trying to, you know what I mean? Like, it's just worth the question, especially nowadays. I ain't saying that. And I want to normalize that question not being like an insecure ass question. Like, that's a nigga, like, nigga, I'm so like goddamn selfish because of how I've been a nigga in these days. Like, so I've been a single guy. I know what it's that like to be a friend of a girl for 3 years until it's finally time to slide. I know like all this little slick shit. So, like I said, when I have my girl giving up off of perception to the world, and I don't know every follower she got, I don't know every Snapchat friendship, it's almost just like, you know, it's just worth the question. And I want to normalize a boyfriend asking his bad bitch girlfriend, when you be posting those, like, you know, like, why don't you send me the picture first? Or like, who is it for? Like, what is it? Like, just picking your girlfriend's brain because, you know, we gotta understand this society has kind of blurred the lines of what's for you and what's for the validation of my friends and what's for, yeah, I got this. Someone slid up today, so yeah. You know what I mean? Like, we get dopamine from different things. It's good to pick your girlfriend's brain, no matter how bad she is.
I think the counter to that too is like your girlfriend, like she know for a fact, like, well, I know he think I look beautiful. Like,
right.
I want to see if the masses think I look beautiful today. Like, I feel like people just get that sometimes too, like on some innocent shit where they just like, I know for a fact, like my boyfriend and girlfriend think I look good, but like, let me see, like, you know, if my friends think I look good today and shit like that, like, you know, because if they didn't see today, so it kind of be, it might be on some innocent shit like that too.
You can have it, it's out, it's there.
Oh, bro.
But like, you know, like girls like they do what post when they get their hair done, like they change their hair, like dye their hair or some shit, and they post it. And girls are like, oh my god, you look so different, you know, all that
Nails and
shit.
toes and all that shit too.
I love those nails. I literally had so many nails, like, you know, girls swipe up my shit, like I'll be like, you know, I'm doing some just random ass shit, and you know, hey, that's good topic.
I mean, it's good. It's good. Like I said, you know, we all communication is key. So, like, you know, like I said, it just takes a question to ask, like, you know, what's up? Like, what you be doing that shit? Like, you know, what is it? Does it be because of this or does it be because of that? You know what I mean?
Do you think that if you're already with someone, like, you should kind of know what their vibe is, or like?
Our vibes change. That's what I'm saying. Like, we gotta understand that we were people when they kids. Like, I'll be with you.
But is that
21.
based on what they post, or like what we all talk about before they, you know, like, or like how y'all?
I think the conversation helped too, though, just because like you got a person that they're telling themselves unintentionally. You just got to take the time and sit. Like a person will show you who they are. Like time will tell. Like, so just the more you ask questions of the realm of like what you looking for and accustomed to or whatever the case may be, like the more you ask questions and the more they respond to those questions is the more you can learn about them. Like sometimes you just got to ask some meaningful questions or shit like that that align to what you like and see if it aligns to that person too, and like that'll help like with all that shit, like the shit that you think about that matters and don't matter. Like it all play into its hand.
Communication is key, you know.
Yeah, communication is key, man. So a lot of y'all out there, man, just gotta communicate, and it'll be like. But yeah, man, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode of Chris making his return, man. Had a good conversation, man. I feel like
Risky podcast coming soon.
Yeah, he got a podcast coming soon, so I hope that everybody can tune in to his YouTube channel and hear what he got to say, man. I feel like it's gonna be a lot of good content that y'all would like to see, a lot of relatable things, and like I said too, like he's not biased when it comes to stuff. It's gonna be real raw and uncut, man. Yeah. So, you know, it's gonna be some real shit on there, man. I hope y'all tune in, and I hope y'all enjoy the content. But that will be all for this video. I want to thank our special guest today, Chris.
Yes, sir.
We got Delina over
love
there.
the ghost guest.
Yeah.
In the cut over there.
In the background, you know.
Yeah, she wanted to stay anonymous today, but she definitely came through with some good questions for not only herself, but what she feel like is good for like
modern day
girls. Yeah, the girls. And conspiracy theories and stuff like that. We had to sprinkle that. Yeah, so appreciate everybody for watching, man. We're still on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so make sure y'all sub to the channel. Like the video, subscribe, well, comment on the video, I already said that. And it's been your boy. Gone, man.